Good evening. On 14th December 2018, on a writ petition, you're not able to hear? On a writ petition, is it all right now? Today, 14th December, on a writ petition which raised issues on three broad scores related to the Rafale procurement, the Supreme Court has given its verdict. The three broad areas of concern are the decision-making process itself, the pricing, and the choice of the Indian offset partner. On all these, the Supreme Court, and when I say on all these, in fact on each one of these, the Supreme Court has clearly spoken. I wish to just start my opening statement with a quotation from the verdict itself. I quote, "In view of our findings on all the three aspects, and having heard the matter in detail, we find no reason for any intervention by this court on the sensitive issue of purchase of 36 defense aircrafts by the Indian government. Perception of individuals cannot be the basis of a fishing and roving inquiry by this court, especially in such matters. We thus dismiss all the writ petitions, leaving it to the parties to bear their own costs," unquote. So, the Supreme Court, having gone through each one of these aspects which have been questioned, one, the decision-making process itself, two, the pricing, and on the offset partner, has clearly given reasons why they don't think the writ petition holds anymore. On the process, I would just like to say, clearly stating the process has been complied with, they've clearly mentioned that our country cannot afford to be unprepared, underprepared in a situation where our adversaries have acquired higher capabilities, emphasizing on the need for the purchase with a sense of urgency. They've, of course, said many more things. On the pricing, they've said despite their disinclination, the Supreme Court decided to comprehensively examine the case to satisfy its conscience, since acquisitions have been made in the open domain of huge escalations in costs. And notwithstanding the security agreement between the governments of India and France, which provides for protection of classified information, such as pricing details, these details too were made available to the Honorable Supreme Court in a sealed envelope. The Honorable Supreme Court has stated that we have, again quoting it, "We have examined closely the price details and comparison of the prices of the basic aircraft along with escalation costs as under the original RFP as well as under the IGA. We have also gone through the explanatory notes on the costing item-wise." This is unquote. So the court very clearly says they've gone through the cost item-wise and also compared it with the original RFP and the IGA. And finally, we say no more. Again, the court says, "We say no more as the material has to be kept in a confidential domain." And finally, on the offsets, I'm only highlighting some of the portions from the verdict. Of course, Honorable FM will speak. You're also going to be asking us questions. I'm not taking more time on it. On the offsets, quote again, "We do not find any substantial material on record to show that this is a case of commercial favoritism to any party by the Indian government, as the option to choose the Indian offset partner does not rest with the Indian government." Further, the Honorable Supreme Court has mentioned, quote again, in this process, the role of the government is not envisaged, and thus Mere press interviews or suggestions cannot form the basis for judicial review by this court, especially when there is a categorical denial of the statements made in the press by both the sides, unquote. So with this kind of a judgment, I think it's fairly clear where we need to be looking at now. The one last very important observation which I draw your attention to is, quote again, adequate military strength and capability to discourage and withstand external aggression and to protect the sovereignty and integrity of India undoubtedly is a matter of utmost concern for the nation. The empowerment of defense forces with adequate technology and material support is therefore a matter of vital importance, unquote. So I would only want to highlight that on all the three heads on which concern was expressed in the writ, the court has come out clearly. The verdict is absolutely there for all of us to see. The matter on Rafale has thoroughly been, through the court, laid to rest. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now request the Honorable Finance Minister to brief you.
There's been always a fundamental difference between truth and falsehood. Truth always holds together. It explains everything. Falsehood is bound to fall apart. Indeed, it has. Falsehood also has a very short life. In this case, it was a few months. And falsehood always lowers the credibility of its creator. The Rafale issue has each of these features. As the Raksha Mantri has just read to you, the disruptors have lost. And they have lost on all counts. They have lost on the count that the need for this aircraft, a combat aircraft, was acute and necessary. The Air Force needed it. And therefore, somebody has to answer a question that after shortlisting this purchase, both in terms of quality and cost, why was it virtually stopped, if not abandoned, in 2012? Why was national security compromised with? Why was the needs of the Air Force compromised with? The entire imaginary thought process, fiction writing, कि एक आदमी ने तय कर लिया, कोई प्राइस नेगोशिएशन कमेटी नहीं थी, कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नेगोशिएशन कमेटी नहीं थी, कोई डिफेंस एक्विजिशन काउंसिल नहीं थी, कोई कैबिनेट कमेटी ऑन सिक्योरिटी नहीं थी. ये क्या फिक्शन राइटिंग चल रही थी राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के साथ समझौता करने के लिए? दिस वाज फिक्शन राइटिंग विच वाज कॉम्प्रोमाइजिंग विद नेशनल सिक्योरिटी. जो सबसे पहला बयान था वो ये था कि 2015 का, कि जो 2012 में तय हुआ उससे बेहतर टर्म्स के ऊपर ये एयरक्राफ्ट और इसकी वेपनरी खरीदी जाएगी. किस दाम पर और क्या क्या वेपनरी होगी वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नेगोशिएशन कमेटी और परचेज नेगोशिएटिंग कमेटी का विषय होता है. उसकी 74 मीटिंगें हुई. बकायदा सारे प्रोसेसेस, कैबिनेट कमेटी ऑन सिक्योरिटी, डिफेंस एक्विजिशन काउंसिल, सारे जो व्यवस्थाएं हैं सारी हुई, और कोर्ट ने कहा कि हमने देख लिया है कि सारे प्रोसेसेस फॉलो हुए। प्राइस, अब जितने भी केवल, और इसमें केवल राजनीतिक नेता नहीं, कई बार मुझे लगता है कि इसमें कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट रखने वाले लोग भी कमेंटेटर्स के रूप में पेश हो गए थे कि जो खरीदा गया वो 40% महंगा है, और राजनीतिक बहस थी 500 और 1600। सरकार का कहना था कि हमें कुछ नहीं छुपाना, बेसिक एयरक्राफ्ट की कीमत सार्वजनिक की जा सकती है, जो संसद को भी बताई गई। जो वेपनाइज्ड है वो राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के हित में नहीं बताई जा सकती, वो सील्ड एनवेलप को कोर्ट में दी गई। कोर्ट ने भी उसको पढ़ा और जजमेंट में लिखा कि हमने भी उसका अध्ययन कर लिया, और हम मानते हैं कि जुडिशियल रिव्यू की इसमें बहुत सीमित सीमाएं होती हैं। जो जो कुछ लिखा गया और बोला गया था बाहर, वो असत्य था। और जैसा मैंने कहा कि असत्य का जीवन जो होता है वो बहुत सीमित होता है। वो असत्य का जो निर्माण करता है उसी की विश्वसनीयता को खराब करता है। उसमें अपने में अंतर विरोध बाहर उभर कर आ जाते हैं, और उसके बाद कहा गया कि कुछ किसी विशेष व्यवसायिक लोगों का लाभ कराने के लिए यह दिया गया। जिस ऑफसेट प्रक्रिया से भारत सरकार का कोई लेन देन नहीं है, जो ओरिजिनल मैन्युफैक्चरर है इक्विपमेंट का, डसॉल्ट, वो तय करता है कि मैंने ऑफसेट किससे खरीदने हैं। राफेल डील से राष्ट्र की सुरक्षा के भी और राष्ट्र के आर्थिक हितों की भी रक्षा की गई है। इट हैज प्रोटेक्टेड बोथ द सिक्योरिटी इंटरेस्ट ऑफ इंडिया एंड द कमर्शियल इंटरेस्ट ऑफ इंडिया। Security interest because it increases the combat ability of our forces, and commercial interest because, as that sealed envelope indicated, we haven't given the details, but we've indicated publicly on more than one occasion that the final price was significantly lower, both for the aircraft and the weaponized aircraft, than what was being negotiated between 2007 and 2012. मैं केवल इतना कहूंगा कि पूरे विश्व में लोकतंत्रों की परंपरा है कि किसी राजनीतिक नेता को असत्य में अगर पकड़ा जाता है तो बड़े बड़े लोकतंत्रों में या इस्तीफा देते हैं, और पदों पे हो तो उनको खिलाफ इंपीचमेंट्स होती हैं। Presidents of the largest and the greatest democracies have been impeached for lies in public place. और इसलिए हम चाहेंगे कि कम से कम इतना तो हो कि सदन के दोनों सदनों में जो कल तक कांग्रेस पार्टी मांग कर रही थी कि क्वेश्चन आवर सस्पेंड होकर राफेल की डील पर चर्चा हो जाए, तो हमने आज भी संसद में यह कहा कि तुरंत शुरू कर दीजिए। और हम कल भी प्रेस करेंगे कि आने वाले सप्ताह में भी कि इस पर चर्चा हो, और जिन्होंने इस असत्य का निर्माण किया था कम से कम संसद में उस असत्य को रखें। इस देश की सुरक्षा के साथ इस असत्य का निर्माण करने वाले कितना बड़ा समझौता कर रहे थे। If honest deals in the interest of national security and the commercial interest of India are brought under a cloud, our civil servants and officials of our forces in future will think 10 times before going ahead with such exercises in larger national interest. And those who created and manufactured this falsehood have hurt India's larger security interests as a country. They must realize this. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take a few questions. Okay, 254. Yeah, person.
Parsa here. There is a lack of clarity in the government's policy because the IAF needs 126 planes, but this government has only taken 36, and there is no statement as to when they are going to replenish the rest of the force, which is what is required by the IAF. There's a certain tardiness compared even to the last government delayed it, but this government also does not seem to have taken any urgent action.
Well, there is no tardiness as far as the government is concerned. The government was concerned that at least 2 squadrons come forthwith. This is a way different from what happened in the past, which compelled the system to wait indefinitely till the cows came home and the enemy came to our borders.
Whilst the UPA government's matrix for obtaining the total required number of fighter jets was that they will bring in 18 and then manufacture the rest here. They hadn't concluded either. But what we've done here, because of additional time being lost, instead of 1 squadron, which is 18, we've readily, in flyaway condition, bought 2 squadrons, which is why it is 36. But the rest will be produced as per a strategic partnership program for which the RFIs has already been issued. So we have not forgotten the rest. For the full capability of Air Force, though that side of the work is already ongoing.
Vishnu. Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about the procedure which took place prior to the statement of intent by the Prime Minister in Paris? What was the procedure followed whereby we decided on that number of 36?
Well, the number 36, as I said, relates to 2 squadrons. The consultation with the Air Force, given the fact that more time was lost between 2009 and 2014, the consultation with the Air Force said that if there is a need and if quickly we can get flyaway condition, ideally at least 2 squadrons should be obtained. So on that basis, a number is arrived.
2 squadrons is also the past precedents.
No. I want to emphasize, because you asked about how the number was arrived, I've given you an answer for that. As regards how that number, how many meetings, it's all available in public domain. Go to the website, you will get it all.
सर, मेरा सवाल ये है कि आज जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला आ गया, इससे पहले हम लोग देखते थे कि राहुल गांधी लगातार राजनीतिक आरोप लगा रहे थे और प्रधानमंत्री चुप थे। आज फैसला आने के बाद आप लोगों की प्रधानमंत्री से मीटिंग भी हुई, बात भी हुई, तो वो कितनी राहत महसूस कर रहे थे या वो क्या कह रहे थे इन तमाम आरोपों को लेकर? और दूसरी बात कि हम लोगों ने देखा था कि जब चीफ जस्टिस दीपक मिश्रा कुछ फैसले देते थे जो सरकार के पक्ष में होते थे तो इम्पीचमेंट का प्रोसेस शुरू हुआ। क्या आपको अंदेशा है कि जस्टिस गोगोई को लेकर भी ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है?
देखिए, ये आपके दोनों प्रश्नों को उत्तर देने की इस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में आवश्यकता नहीं है।
35, yeah.
Even as we speak about the Supreme Court, the verdict which has come out today, the Congress maintains that they have not got any answers from the government. The answer is that is the government ready for a JPC or not?
Well, the deaf will never receive an answer. They can't hear it.
Lakshman.
सर लक्ष्मण सीएनबीसी आवाज़ से मेरा सवाल यह है कि अभी आपने कहा कि लार्जेस्ट डेमोक्रेसी में इस तरह की घटनाएं होती हैं तो इम्पीचमेंट की बात आती है, तो क्या सरकार या पार्टी की तरफ से राहुल गांधी के इस्तीफे की मांग आप लोग करेंगे सदन में? और दूसरा, कांग्रेस अभी भी अड़ी हुई है कि हम जेपीसी की मांग करते रहेंगे, तो क्या इस पे सरकार का रुख क्या रहने वाला?
देखिए, क्या किसी डील में भेदभाव हुआ? क्या उसमें प्रक्रिया फॉलो नहीं हुई? क्या देश के हित के साथ समझौता हुआ? क्या ये जो बेतुका सा एक बयान था 500 बनाम 1600, इसमें कुछ तथ्य था? सच्चाई ऐसे मामलों में न्यायिक प्रक्रिया से जानी जाती है, पार्टिसन बेसिस पे डिवाइड होके नहीं। जेपीसी के अनुभव ये हैं कि कई बार जेपीसी जब बैठती है तो पार्टी लाइंस पे लोग डिवाइड होते हैं। इन्वेस्टिगेशंस कैन नेवर बी डन एंड रिव्यूज ऑफ दिस काइंड कैन नेवर बी डन व्हेन एलिगेशंस आर देयर by only a body capable of partisan divisions. It has to be done by a judicial body.
Ashish.
Sir, from the opposition, yes, sir. Ashish from Newsx. We have seen in several rallies and press conferences, the Congress President Rahul Gandhi has mentioned several figures from 500 odd crores to 600 odd crores to 708 crores. It appears they are pretty confused. But at the same time, from the government side as well, we have received at various levels 3 different percentage: 9% cheaper, 20% cheaper, and 40% cheaper. Which one is correct, and how did we reach that cheaper percentage?
All the 3 figures of the government are correct. Every figure of Mr. Rahul Gandhi is false, and I'll justify it just now. And it's for you now that the judgment has come to understand the difference.
Sir, I'm Abhishek from Republic TV.
I'm just answering it. I have not finished answering it. The government had said that the simple aircraft, non-weaponized aircraft, is 9% cheaper than the earlier price. At the 2016 prices, the weaponized is 20% cheaper. The two are different. One is a simple aircraft is 9% cheaper, the weaponized is 20% cheaper. And because the escalation clauses are differently worded, over a period of time, the price gap between, let us say, the 18th aircraft under the old deal and the present deal would have expanded further, because the escalation cases are different. Please remember that truth only has one version, it's falsehood which has many. And that is why Mr. Gandhi started giving many versions of the price differential.
This is Abhishek from Republic TV. One specific charge that was made by opposition and Mr. Rahul Gandhi specifically was about crony capitalism. So after this verdict, how the situation stands?
You see, people incapable of understanding serious issues in depth tend to rely more on slogans than on substance. And that's my understanding of his entire politics, and so too of this statement.
Like ma'am talked about the strategic partnership initiative earlier. One thing that is brought under cloud by this controversy is Reliance's role, you know, as a private sector participant. Do you think that this had a fallout on your other programs to promote the private sector, and this verdict, which is clearing?
Not in the least. You see, in every defense transactions since 2005, when the offset policy was decided, the original equipment manufacturer has to undertake some offset obligations. For those obligations, he has multiple parties. There have been hundreds of people who have been involved in offset contracts. Merely a false statement of a political leader can't taint the entire offset mechanism which has been in existence, and fairly so.
Sanjay.
Ma'am, Eric Trappier is on record saying that an offer of 36 additional Rafales have been made to the government. And this may have been made to you. This may have been made to you when you were in France again. Now that the Supreme Court has said what it has the government taken any decision or said yes or no to this all?
Well, specifically, I have mentioned about, other than the 36, the rest go through the RFI route, for which the RFI has already been issued. The strategic partnership route is what is suggested in the RFI. That's ongoing process now.
The last person, 276, yes.
Sir, the verdict mentions a CAG report that the CAG had gone into the details of the pricing. Which report is this?
Well, I think whatever are the contents of the verdict, in terms of the procedural details or the narration which have been given, that's not a subject matter of our comment. If there is something which is required to be done in that regard, I think the lawyers will examine it and do the needful.
Yes.
So, So Paul Me here from India Today. The BJP president held a press conference earlier about the same issue. He kept it a little bit open-ended on the question of JPC into the Rafale deal. He said, well, a discussion leads into the need for a JPC into any aspect, any probe into any deal issue or whatsoever. You seem to be closing the subject as far as the demand for JPC is concerned. I just want some clarity on that. Are you closing it or leaving it open-ended depending on a discussion?
After the Supreme Court verdict, it is absolutely conclusive. I don't think there is any scope left for a doubt or a discussion or for anything for a political body which splits on partisan basis to decide the justiciability of this process.
Sir, Mr. Jaitley here.
Hello. Yeah. Sir, this way. Sir, Jaitley sir, to your left. Sir, I am Ajay Banerjee, work in the Tribune. Sir, I have a small question. You have named the Congress party for what they did in the parliament. The people who went to court include two of your former cabinet colleagues. I am referring to Mr. Yashwant Sinha and Mr. Arun Sheri. Any words about them?
Well, they've got an answer from the Supreme Court. Their petition has been rejected on all counts.
Sir, the two things that you just said about JPC, that it can be partisan and there is no need for it now. So does it mean that the institution of JPC in Parliament is irrelevant?
No, in such matters, what was the experience in Bofors? The Bofors JPC headed by Mr. Shankaranand said, and it split on partisan grounds, it said that these were winding up charges. The subsequent history proved every word of that JPC to be false. So in defense matters where either a judicial review has already taken place, then for a body which splits on political lines and manufactures such theories is hardly the most important, relevant forum.
Sir, I'm Shailesh Kumar from National Defense. When this unfortunate controversy broke out, your party said that it's a war of perception. Today you have won the legal battle, but this war of perception is over, or would it continue? What and how are you going to fight it in case if you feel that it will be continued by the Congress party? And my second quick question is about the 110 fighter jets which are due to, the RFI is already out. Can you please tell us what progress we have achieved till now, and by when we can really procure those aircraft?
Well, in a war of perception, the truth always prevails. That's our tradition. On the RFI?
Well, the RFI has a laid down procedure, and as per that, whoever comes in, there are already considerations, and the quality stipulations are all being applied and being looked into. So it will go through its due course. We'll obtain it.
Okay. I just wanted to check, the Congress party, the first reaction coming from them was that this remains a dishonest deal, and the Supreme Court was not the right forum to discuss such modalities. How do you respond to them?
Well, if they refuse to accept even the Supreme Court verdict, just because the falsehood got created by a family, certainly in our democracy, the family is not above the Supreme Court. अगर कांग्रेस पार्टी कहती है कि हम इस वर्डिक्ट को भी स्वीकार नहीं करते, तो क्योंकि झूठ का निर्माण एक परिवार ने किया, तो क्या वो मानते हैं कि उस परिवार का झूठ सुप्रीम कोर्ट के फैसले से ऊपर है?
राहुल गांधी ने कहा कि चौकीदार चोर है और 5 राज्यों में शोर बताया कि चौकीदार चोर है। आपको लग रहा है कि बीजेपी को इससे सियासी नुकसान हुआ, देश को, राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा को नुकसान हुआ?
ये कोई मुद्दा नहीं था।
Sir, your alliance party Shiv Sena also saying that this is matter to be sorted out in parliament, not in the court. Shiv Sena also
Well, they say a lot of things also.
Okay, last question.
We are willing to, and we will ask Congress to discuss this in Parliament. So, ma'am, do you see this matter actually ending, or do you still see it becoming some kind of an electoral issue? I mean, we say something, they respond with something, then we say something. Are we going in circles? How do you see this matter ending finally, ma'am?
Well, first of all, as was that question reflective of a certain culture of a family which wants to keep itself above the courts, the first thing is it is a legally looked into case which is now laid to rest, as I said earlier. But if political manufacturers of lies are going about doing the campaign, disregarding the verdict given by the court, politically they will also be exposed.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We end this press conference here. Thank you for your cooperation.